Welcome to BODIxl, the podcast. I'm your host, Dre. Y'all, we are so excited to be bringing y'all this podcast. We created it because we felt like the masses needed to hear from and wanted to hear from their favorite body positive social media influencers, and that's what we're doing. So our first guest, I have my cards here because I want to make sure I say everything right. So today's guest has been dominating in the body positive social media space for a minute now, working with brands like Fashion Nova and Remedy Swim by Ari Fletcher. This person's passport has more stamps than the post office, and that is not an exaggeration. Okay, we were just talking about a trip they just got back on, so that's not an exaggeration. And they're the cover model of the latest issue of BODIxl magazine, which is on sale right now. Without further ado, let's welcome Solidbluee. Clap, 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 clap.
I clap for myself. Where am I looking?
So this is your main camera, and then this is a dual.
Okay,
Yeah, so you could kind of double between whichever one.
Guys.
So
It's
thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we appreciate you for being here. And we were just talking about your passport and all your stamps.
Yes.
You just got back from a trip.
I did.
Where were you at?
Cruising through the Mediterranean.
Ooh, not cruising, girl.
You know, yeah, south of France, you know. But yeah, no, we went through Barcelona, France, Italy, and back to Barcelona.
That sounds so nice.
It was beautiful, a beautiful, beautiful trip. I was there for 2 weeks almost.
Yeah, I saw on your Insta
Yeah.
stories. I was like, she's live posting,
Yeah,
and she's been
I was.
posting daily.
Yeah, so I just got back 2 days ago. So yeah, y'all catch me fresh off the boat.
What was the highlight of your trip?
Oh, wow. So I'm a history buff.
Okay.
History is my favorite subject, or was my favorite subject in school.
Mhm.
And it's something about seeing historical landmarks. I'm
Yeah.
one of those. Like,
Yeah.
I like to go do tourist things.
Yeah.
I go to places, I sign up for the all-day tours. I go sightseeing.
Yeah.
I take pictures like an old lady.
I like that. Okay.
I love it bad. So
Yeah.
I would say in between seeing the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Pisa was
Oh.
really nice. And trying pasta in Italy. Gotta eat pasta in Italy.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So good. And then the La Sagrada Familia.
Oh, what is that?
Yes, it was a church in Barcelona.
Uh-huh.
And I got it from the Cheetah Girls. I'm not even
Really?
shit, no,
Oh yeah. Okay.
She was like, she wanted to go see the La Sagrada Familia.
Okay, I actually remember that.
Yep, and Chanel was like, you gotta roll your arms. So yes, I wanted to see. Barcelona has been on my bucket list since I was 10. Since
Oh,
I've seen it. And
look
so
at that.
It was a full circle moment that I got to experience and go and see the places that I watched my Cheetah Girls go see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a full circle moment. I really loved it. Yeah.
Oh, now because you travel a lot.
Yeah.
Don't you have a travel group?
I just started a travel group.
Okay.
You guys go and check that out. It's on my page. The link is in my bio. It is Solid Travels. We're doing Rio. Brazil's the first trip in
Ooh.
March 2025. It's gonna be great. I put my whole everything into this trip, planning it. So I'm excited.
Dang.
Yeah, I'm
Is this and this is gonna be your first?
First official public, open to the public.
Okay.
Yeah, because I obviously been traveling and I've been like the planner of my group trip.
Yeah, your family trips
My
and stuff like that.
friends,
Yeah.
For primary, some of my friends will take over sometimes, but like I typically will get our itineraries together. But yeah, I've never been public about it. But so many times I post, I find that a lot of people respond and be like, "Dang, I wish I could do this. Like, I wish my friends would do this. I wish we could make it out."
It
the
can
group
never
chat."
make it out the group chat. Yep.
I'm like, you know what, girl, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not gatekeeping. Y'all
Yeah.
can do me. Let's do it.
Do you like planning trips?
Yes.
Okay. It seems
Yeah.
like you like, because some people are like, oh my God, nobody wants to help me. I got to do this by myself.
I prefer one cook in the kitchen.
I like that too.
If you got the money,
Yeah.
I got the plan.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
that.
let's go.
I like that.
Yeah, for sure,
Child,
for sure.
I need to get on that trip to Barcelona.
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 It was nice. It was
Now, this trip, did you go by yourself? Because you said we. Who's we?
Okay, so the trip I did go with someone.
Okay.
It's a crazy, crazy story.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm like I'm so private.
Okay, I can understand that.
I'll be
I can
like,
understand that.
"Ah."
Yeah.
But I basically went on a trip with someone that I had been like talking to on Instagram for a long time. She was a person who said like she liked to travel a lot. So, you know, just like I was saying, like I travel a lot, and so people will a lot of times start conversation based on that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she wanted to go on this cruise. I already have worked with Virgin before. I did content for them. So, I'm
and Virgin. I need to add that to the list of people.
add Virgin. Shout out Virgin Voyages. Yeah, so they are great. I love cruising with them. So, yeah, it just kind of aligned that we both wanted to go to the same places. And so I'm like, cool, let's do it. And it turned out to be the trip from hell.
No, girl, no.
We got into a little scuffle. I had to leave. So my friends have been urging me the last day to put it on TikTok, to do a story time.
Now,
isn't that crazy?
And you had another TikTok on a cruise.
Oh, God. Virgin, I swear I love you.
Girl, you and water might not be the...
God, the thing is, I love water.
Yeah.
I love water. I'm like, my big three, I'm a Scorpio, Pisces. So I'm a like,
okay.
I'm all water.
Yeah.
If you believe in that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I do.
So I don't know what has been my luck the last 2 years with cruises, but they've just been beating me up. Now that I'm thinking, because I didn't even put that all together until you just said that, but I did have a story time last year, and now I went on. Well, thankfully our stuff didn't really start until we got off the cruise.
Oh, well, that's good.
It was like
that's a blessing.
So
okay, that's a blessing. Okay.
It was quite adventurous.
Girl, yeah, you need to put that on TikTok.
Oh, God.
Especially if it's someone that you ain't never gonna talk to again.
And she will never see me again.
Oh yeah,
Except right now, I'm sure you're watching.
if I ain't never talking to you again, I ain't never gonna see you again. I'm a content creator. That's a little content.
I don't be liking to give.
But I can understand that the attention. I can understand that.
I know that she will make herself known.
Yeah.
Once it's out.
Yeah. And then, just like on TikTok, when it's two sides of a story. Whoever's watching, and because whoever watching can sometimes choose, well, like say, because people could be watching you and not like you.
Yes.
And not even know you, not have never had a conversation with you, but just seeing you on social media, they may be like, oh, I don't like her.
And that's so interesting. I think that the more I grow, that's something that I've been able to come to grips with.
Yeah.
I've never been a people pleaser, but I definitely used to care more what people thought.
Yeah.
Because I have such genuine intention, that's what it was for me. I feel like I'd be like, well, how could you not like me? And I'm I'm literally just cool. Like, what's the problem? And then I was like, I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Yes, girl, please.
I don't give a damn. Like, it is what it is. You can't please everybody. And if you are to everybody, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and you will never, even if you try your hardest, there's always going to be one person that just does not like you. And usually when a person doesn't like you, it has nothing to do with you.
It's projection.
Yeah, it has nothing at all to do with you.
Yeah.
Now, do you get like hate DMs? Or like...
Rarely.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
They like to be public with my
in your comment sections, I don't like you.
Yeah, they like to be right under the pictures. Like, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, like, and it's really crazy, but it be the men.
Oh.
I get hate from men and women, but I think that it always sticks out the most. It be men. Like, it's almost like, how dare you be so confident?
Yeah.
And that be kind of crazy.
How do you feel about that the question, how are you so confident? Because I feel like when you're plus size and you stand in yourself, you stand in, this is me, this is how I look, I love me. A lot of people don't understand that. So they ask, oh my God, how are you so confident? I don't think it's backhanded, but how do you feel?
I know, me and my friends talk about that, and I know sometimes they felt like that is backhanded.
Yeah,
like, when people say like, oh, like you're so pretty for a plus size
girl. Ooh, child. Yeah.
So personally, I try to stay grounded. I think being grounded is so great because then you're not ever too torn up and negative, and you're not too elated and positive.
Yeah.
You're grounded. And so even when you're giving me a compliment, I appreciate compliments. I actually love compliments. Keep on doing it, right? But it's not going to put me so far in the air. You know what I mean? And so I say that to say, like, I know I'm not internalizing all words. When people say things, I take a general, like, if you meant good by it, like, let that do your conscience good. But if you was shady, then you go to sleep with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to internalize it.
And that's good because that could always stop. People might stop giving you compliments. People might stop, you know what I mean? So if you already have that in you, you don't need to seek outside validation if it's already, okay.
And it's really important as a content creator, influencer, influencer, like whatever term you go by. If you're popular online, staying grounded is so important because you know, we get a bad rep, like the IG girls, or whatever, like we get a bad rep sometime, and a lot of people will say like, oh, but they just like attention, or they're just always looking for attention. And it can be a drug. Attention can be a drug.
Yes, very much so.
I think that like my psychology background allows me to understand that and see that kind of ahead.
Okay.
So I try to always stay grounded.
Well, that's good. So you can take your background and put it into, even though traditionally they aren't connected, but it's able to help you navigate.
That's the lane that I'm creating. Is that like, you don't have to be in a professional or entrepreneur lane. You can really ride both. Yeah.
Now, what was your job before you were, because you're a full-time content creator. Really?
I was a teacher, yes. I taught in Montessori. I taught primary.
What?
My babies, oh my goodness, I loved them down. 3 to 5, we were like this. I love little kids. When
oh my God.
Get attitudes and phones,
yeah.
But me and toddlers, I have all the patience in the world.
How long were you a teacher?
I was a teacher from like my junior year in college, so maybe about 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I actually, because Instagram was like kind of taking off closer to graduation, I met one of my friends who had a boutique my like senior year in college. I started modeling, but it was really just on the side. Like I've always liked to take pictures, so it was never something I was like setting out to be a content creator. So I was just doing my thing, but also teaching, going to school. And I remember like people at my school would start seeing me on Instagram, and they would be like, "Oh, you getting this?" Is when I had like 20 or 30,000 followers. And they'd be like, "Ooh, like we working with a celebrity." And I'd be like, "Y'all, like I don't want my parents to know see that." Like I was really trying to keep them very separate until I just realized that no, like this is all, like your brand is you. And if
that's very true.
Or be like, so people, my OG supporters, no, like I used to post from the classroom. After that, when I graduated with my bachelor's, that's when I kind of got it more into the medical field. So the last like official job I had, I was like a doctor's assistant in a behavioral therapist.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like my last job. I was taking clients as a behavioral therapist, and then I had a crazy experience that kind of emotionally
really
stressed me out. I was a little bit under distress, and at that time I had started getting contracts and paid contracts. So they weren't necessarily enough to really quit, but I was like, we just gonna go. Like, go on, let's do it.
Was it a personal thing that happened or at the job?
Yeah, it was at the job. I worked with children on the spectrum.
Okay. And
there was such a child that, honestly, I always kind of go towards the parents because children are innocent. You know what I mean?
They are
repeating learned behavior. But yet it was just a lot of spitting on me, and then that I just got uncomfortable, and I was like kind of stopped in my tracks. And I remember I went outside, I was crying. I called my dad because I never wanted to feel like I was giving up on the child.
I can understand that. And you get emotionally connected.
I was so emotionally connected, and I was like, I really it was a rewarding job, like to see nonverbal kids like speak their first words because of you. I used to really make a difference in people's lives. And so I loved what I did, but it was a lot of emotional because I am so emotional. I do get attached. And so it started to get really heavy. And then when that happened, I just remember being outside crying like, I don't want to like give up on him, but this is like messing me up. Like I am emotionally like, I be stressed coming here every day now. So my dad is my biggest supporter because he always has been like I joke with him like I call him before every job I quit. Right before I quit, I'd be like, Dad, and this is going on, and this is going on. And he'd be like, well, if you feel like this, I'm never gonna tell you to sacrifice your worth or what your values are for a job.
That's true.
It'll never be that serious.
Do you miss it? Do you ever think you would go back? Because you always got the degree.
I would go back in a different area. Like I don't know if I would do one-on-one behavior therapy with children again. But ultimately, I want my own consulting firm.
Ooh.
So that is like my big girl goal. Like I went back for my master's after that situation, and then when I get to a certain level with my brand and what I'm doing now as a model, I think that I will go ahead and pursue that. I just don't want to be financially driven.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Now, I know you said you're private, but I have a little question for you. Are you currently in a relationship?
No.
No. Okay. Do you want to be? Are you like pursuing a relationship?
I am pursuing like the best version of me,
Gotcha.
and I think that the best version of me will find the person I need to be with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, because this trip that I just came back off of
Mm-hmm.
actually is one of the first trips that I had baby fever.
Really?
Walking around Italy and watching the families and people with their kids and their wives and their husbands like just being so cute. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I guess like it's almost time to do this thing. So I probably like I've had my. I'm not gonna say I've had my fun because I think you're still gonna have so much more fun with a family.
Yes,
but
that's true.
I've had my like single fun, my 20s fun. I'm
Yeah.
28.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm open to finding my man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you are in, okay, well, I got a scenario for you.
Okay.
You're out on a date.
Okay.
You're like, oh my gosh, I like this guy. He's telling you about his past, his future. And then he says one thing on the date, and you're like, I am never calling this guy again in my life. What is something on a date that someone could do to make you be like, never again?
Ooh. I mean, I just got off a trip with somebody who just ultimately super turned me off the whole time. So I'm trying to remember like some things that was said. So much. I don't like cigarette smokers.
Oh, yeah.
So if you like cigarette smokers in 2024, do not lead with cigarettes.
Yeah.
They know they can't. It's kind of like socially unacceptable to be like chain smoking now.
Yeah.
There still exists.
Yeah, they do.
So what happens is you meet them, y'all talk, everything's cool, and if you let it be known that you smoke at all, like if you vape or other things,
That's legal in the state of Illinois.
yes, I might dibble out my habit. And so if I say that, then I'm like, oh yeah, I smoke too. So we might not ever specify what it is that we're all smoking, you know? And then you'll like, after the meal, they'll go outside and pull that cigarette out. I get disgusted.
Cigarette is different. Because when I was growing up, my dad used to smoke cigarettes. And I used to feel like I was going to choke.
Yes.
Yeah, cigarette smoke is another beast.
And I have friends that will be like, well, don't judge me. I only will pull out a cigarette every now and again when I'm super lit.
Yeah, but you're still doing it.
You're still doing it, and I will let you pass because who am I to judge?
That's true. That's
but
true.
If you are a chain smoker, I literally can't deal with you.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It be in your clothes, it be in your hair.
Yeah.
It just be, and as a person who, like I said, dibble and dabble and others, even that smoke will be in your stuff.
Yeah.
So you just gotta be careful with smoking in general.
Yeah.
It's really nasty. Cigarette smoking, no shade, but shade. Yeah.
I feel the same way. Do you have, when you're looking for a relationship or if a relationship is coming to you, what is something that's like, oh, he has to have this, or it's probably not going to work out?
Emotional intelligence.
Ooh, girl, and you can't just buy that from Walmart. You can't buy that from Walmart.
It's
okay.
hard to come by, and you can't buy it with your money.
Yeah.
Because people can have money, and you know, in the 2024 podcast era, where like everybody's really concerned about who's paying for what.
Girl, I was just about to ask you that. Yeah.
Let's all remember that it starts here.
Exactly.
You know, and so yeah, you can have money, you can be successful, because it actually doesn't take emotional intelligence to be successful.
No, it doesn't.
And so a lot of people will move through their lives, and if not met with someone that requires them to do it or challenges them to be a better person or work on that part of them, especially men, I hate to single y'all out, like it just don't be there.
Yeah.
So that is something for me. I take my time and really understand about, or try to figure out about people, because you might think that you know somebody and still don't after so long. So I can't just fully know a person, but I definitely look for emotional intelligence. As an emotional person, that support just is needed. I've learned that about myself in dating.
Yeah, because if you're emotional and you're dealing with someone who does not have emotional intelligence, you could be crying, you could be feeling a certain way, and they would look at you like,
they would be like,
girl, it's not a big deal.
What's going on?
That's true too. That's true.
Because that's where the intelligence part comes
in.
like,
That's true.
Simply being a person that, like an empath, will allow you to feel for somebody if they're sad.
Yeah.
But if you ain't got the emotional intelligence, then maybe when I'm feeling lonely, all you seeing is mad.
Yeah.
Or all you seeing is sad. But
that's true.
Let's use our thinking caps, and let's really get to the root of the issue. I talk about this to my friends all the time, that like so many people not being able to accurately diagnose how they're feeling is the reason that so much miscommunication happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you might say you're mad, but you're really scared.
That's true.
But you don't actually know how to admit that you're scared.
That is so true.
It's
and
crazy.
Me and my husband have been married for a while now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I catch myself, like, he'll be like, what is wrong with you? And you'll be caught in your anger. Yeah. And then I have to stop and think and be like, you know what? I'm kind of sad because this happened. Or I'm a little nervous because we're doing something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very true.
It's so fundamental.
Yeah.
And so as a person who's still on her growth journey and emotional intelligence journey, everything else, you have to meet me there and at least be mindful so we're working towards that. But if you don't even know that you need that, or if you don't even know that's a thing yet, baby, we can't do it.
And therapy helps you with that too.
Yes.
Because therapy can help you get down to the nitty gritty of things that you didn't even like, oh, I've always got so much anxiety when I have to do this one thing, and it's because of something that happened to me when I was 6.
Let's all connect
yeah.
work this out. Yeah.
Now, of course, with podcasting, there's a lot of talks about 50-50 relationships, 100-0 relationships.
Yes.
How do you feel about that when you're going into a relationship?
Okay. 2 things. I'm gonna start with like the sweet thing.
Okay.
The nice thing to say, and this is truly how I feel. I think that relationships are 100-100.
Okay.
So instantly, when you come to me with a 50-50 conversation, I know that you're not at that emotional maturity.
Yeah.
Because we're both supposed to be giving 100 here. Now, if we're getting technical, I just don't like petty men. So if I need to provide 50% of our bills, literally down the middle, right? Based on our need as a couple, because that's what it should be about. Then I will do that because we're 2 contributing adults
into our relationship.
Right?
Yeah.
My problem with it is that if you're thinking of it in this like tit for tat way, that turns me and her off.
Yeah,
I don't like
and it's a
that.
losing battle at that point because
What are we
now you're
doing?
battling your partner.
What are we doing? And
Yeah.
I can go get a roommate.
Yeah, that's true.
What are we doing? Like, I don't know. It's
That's
just,
true.
It has to make sense. And I also want to follow up and say all of my past relationships that have been financially stable has not worried about 50-50.
Exactly.
Or how much I'm like bringing to like that doesn't come up when y'all are financially stable people.
That's true.
Like it
That's
just
true.
doesn't happen.
That's true.
Yeah, I do. That's my answer.
Okay. Now, what is, because I know you said you get hate sometime. I know you get more love than hate.
Yes.
What is the craziest DM you ever got? Because they be out there and they be lurking. So what's the craziest, like a DM that you was like, what the hell? What the hell's going on?
Oh, what's the craziest DM I got? I really don't like when people think I got so much money and they DM me their hard luck story.
No.
I'm not Beyonce. I be like, girl, I'm also too struggling to pay these bills.
You know what? I don't know why. I think people are used to seeing, and when they see, they feel like whatever someone, I can literally go and rent a G-Wagon right now and be like, new car.
It's rent. I'm taking it back. We all are in this boat together trying to swim.
Yeah.
So people will, and sometimes I really feel bad because they will put a lot of time. Like I have gotten letters about like, yo, I'm going through this, and this, and could you please? Now the one time I did respond and actually follow up is because she didn't ask for money. She asked for some clothes.
Okay.
She said she was like a new mom, and she just all her clothes were like had holes in them or something like that. And what I do got is clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always want to help out my people, especially my girls. And she was out of the country somewhere, but I packed up a little care box and I sent it to
that's
her.
nice.
Yes. And so I did that one time. I tried to do it again, and it didn't go well because people asking for free things still was complaining about like, oh, well, like, do you got this over this, or I don't want.
I know you lying.
I said, you know what? I gotta do nothing. You could, that's not what we're gonna do here. So I quickly realized that you can't be. It has to be.
Selective.
A process. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to say a process, but like it just has to be. I can't individually spend my time going through my DMs trying to figure out who's legit, who's not legit, or who really need it, who don't need it, who just asking, who just begging. Like,
that'd be a full-time job.
So crazy, and so I do feel like when I give, I just prefer to give to a company or something that's already set up for that.
That's true.
You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying? So
That's
I
true.
do donate a lot of clothes all the time to just my local Salvation Armies and like secondhand stores.
Okay.
Yeah, but I did one time respond to one of those DMs, but I do get a lot of those, and I truthfully, when I can, I will. But
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
everybody hurting in this economy.
Girl,
So I
this
feel like,
economy is
what can I
crazy.
do? What can I
I
do right
went to
now?
the store to go and get some mayonnaise because I'm very specific with my mayonnaise. I like Hellman's.
Yes, okay.
So I went to go get like the big, not the big jar, not even like the industrial size, but just
Yeah.
like the one that's like kind of that big.
Yeah.
It was $9.59.
I believe it.
Because I shop at Jewel. I think Jewel is a little more expensive
high.
than, yeah.
Jewel's high.
Walmart is a little bit further because I love a Walmart. I know a lot of people like Target. I like being in the element of Walmart.
You like the hood?
I like that hood environment. So Walmart probably was like $7, but yeah, the economy it's kind of crazy.
I have really been enjoying, I don't know if it's enjoyment or just like pure shock, but
Yeah.
even though the trend of people putting the same exact order, their
On
Instacart order,
yeah.
from like 3 years ago, 4 years ago to now, and seeing that it's like triple the price,
That's crazy.
it's crazy. Same exact brand, same exact everything, and it'll literally be something that cost them $56 a couple years ago is now $130. What's going on here? We need answers.
That's
'Cause
crazy.
we gotta eat. So what don't get me started. It's not a political podcast, but it's crazy. Make
Now-
sure you're registered to vote, please.
Please, girl, I just got my voters read because I'm doing a absentee ballot.
Yes,
Because I'm originally from South Carolina, so
Yeah.
I'm doing an absentee ballot. And just late last night, I don't know what the heck they was doing at 11:09,
Yeah.
but they sent me my emails like, "Oh, it's time for you to do your app." I said, "Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited." So you said you're born and raised.
Born in Chicago, raised in Atlanta. Raised between Atlanta and Chicago.
Okay.
Yes.
So you get two different worlds
Yes, and I always say I'm a hybrid. I really am. I'm
You
a
really
little
are.
each. Yeah.
because Chicago and Atlanta is completely.
So different. And I truly, like, I wasn't just, like, away from Chicago for 20 years. I was school years in Atlanta every year, summers in Chicago every year. So I literally am
Oh.
a mix of, because my dad was up here, my mom was in Atlanta. So I truly am a mix of both cities.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which city do you like better?
Oh, God. Okay. So I think that I've always loved Chicago. Like, this is where I'm from.
I love Chicago.
I feel like
Home.
my family. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel that sense of family here. But I think, like, I made my name in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I made my name in Atlanta. My school, like, wherever you go to school is kind of where
That's kinda, yeah, where your roots are.
That's like where your friends are. You had your first experiences and different things. So, like, I feel like I'm from Atlanta.
Okay.
And I think that my Chicago friends also feel like I'm from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chicago will always be home, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. I had officially my first summertime shy
Yeah.
experience. Let me tell you something. Before I lived here, I never thought about traveling to Chicago.
Yeah.
I never thought like, oh, I want to go to Chicago. I don't know why. I just figured if you go to Chicago, if you've been in New York, you've been to Chicago, and that's not true.
Ooh.
I know. That's what I thought.
They gonna get you.
I know.
Yeah.
Not being from the South, you think, oh, it's a big city. They got trains. It's the same thing.
Seriously?
It is completely. Chicago is way cleaner.
Absolutely.
Chicago
Absolutely.
is clean. The customer service. And being from the South, you'd be like, oh, Southern hospital. People are nicer, and the customer service is better out here than it is when I go back home. Everybody was
Yeah.
nice. Oh, it depends on the places you go.
Okay, so I'm like, I don't know if we're nicer. I don't know if we're nicer. I think there is a sense of community about Chicago that I don't see other places.
I can see
And
that.
that's what I always say about it.
I can
think
see that.
When you are from Chicago, and even if you're not from here, but you came here and you set up your home here, you're gonna feel that sense of community. You're gonna know your neighbors and who live on your block and that kind of thing. And I don't think that that's everywhere. I think like growing up in Atlanta, where it's a lot of transplants, a lot of people
Yeah.
come from everywhere and be in Atlanta. That sense of community is not as strong.
I can see that.
And so here it's like being on the stoop and just,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And then you mix in the summertime weather with the vibes and the festivals. and
Yeah.
the food. I mean, like, it's a great city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great city. But we ain't that nice though.
Yeah.
Nah.
What do you think the biggest misconception is of Chicago?
I know for a fact that anybody from Chicago would absolutely agree with me that like the Chirac stuff is so played out.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, we hate that. If you're from
Yeah.
Chicago for real, you are so over like the news trying to portray it as this like killer war
Yeah.
place, because yes, people die and get shot. Like,
And that happens everywhere. I'm from Charleston. Charleston is this big, and people get shot all the time.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's not even on the list, and hasn't been for a while, of like the most dangerous cities.
It hasn't, but
It
it got
hasn't been,
that.
but we
It got
don't-
that title, and it's like
And we
not
never let it
leaving.
go.
Yeah.
But it only be people who are not from people
Yeah.
here don't say that. We don't
And I think it
refer to
makes
Chirac.
it hard for people because a lot of people are missing out on visiting a beautiful city because of the misconception that they would have that it's such a horrible place. Like when I moved here and I told my dad, I was like, yeah, you know, we're moving to Illinois. We're going to be like 30, 40 minutes from outside of Chicago. Oh my God, no, no, what's, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, Daddy, I said, I don't think it's that
It's
bad.
not that
And
bad.
I'm like, if I'm moving someplace, I look up everything. So I looked up the crime rate. I was like, wait a minute. Once I started digging and looking, I was like, they are trying to put on that Chicago is something that it's really not.
East Point, Georgia is more dangerous than Chicago.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I also went to high school in East Point. So I guess I'm just from all the.
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
different-
yeah.
I don't know, but when I was looking at the most dangerous cities and I saw like East Point on there before Chicago, I'm just like,
Yeah.
we got to stop with the stereotype because it's not even that
Yeah.
crazy anymore.
I think that was like news,
Yeah.
you know,
The news definitely will
how that goes.
gas it.
Now, I have another question. With you being a body, how do you title yourself? Do you title yourself as just a content creator, or are you a body positive content creator, or or do you just look at yourself as like, I'm here, this me, and I'm sharing my life?
So that was me for the longest.
Okay.
I'm here, this me, I'm just sharing my life.
Uh-huh.
Was me for so long. And I think that I started to understand how important it is to like stand for what you believe in.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
because of that, I have stopped taking a back seat to certain things topics that I feel strongly about that I just
Yeah.
do not want to share online.
Yeah.
And I realized that like the importance of using my platform is to share these things. So
Yeah.
yes, I now would say I'm a body positive content creator.
Okay.
I've always been a body positive content creator.
But now
I
you're just standing in it.
I'm standing in it a little
Yeah.
more because they're trying to erase us one. So
Ooh.
right now it's really important for all plus size, curvy models, creators, influencers to stand up and make your voices heard and known because they're literally slowly but surely as fitness culture is like pushed down, everybody's
And
taken
Ozempic
down.
and all that stuff, yeah.
And, it's important. As a person who also is a fitness creator,
Yeah.
like it's still very important to like still be very confident and okay with yourself, exactly how you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because now that you say that, what you're saying, they're trying to push us out. That's very true. Because even clothing brands
Yeah.
you're starting like not to see
It's
plus size
stopping at
in
large,
stores so much, or they
exactly.
stop at a certain size, or
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, they don't need any clothes, they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's,
true.
It's a really crazy time right now online and for plus size creators.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so interesting to see this shift though because just like last year, I just remember looking up and being so proud of all the work we had done. Like I really do feel like we had made the change.
Yeah.
You know, like there were
Yeah.
so many brands that growing up I didn't see go past a large to going up to 2X.
Yeah.
3X, and no, that's still not 5 and 6X because we do need all
Yeah,
of it,
yes,
but
yes.
I think that that's a start and that was like strides in the right direction.
Yeah.
So to just see it reverse is so interesting. Like it's crazy, it's disheartening, but really interesting. I guess as a psychologist, like I always be looking at trends and like what the underlying issues or reasons for things are. And I am just really interested to why that's happening.
Yeah.
I can't quite figure that out.
The only thing I can think of is the push, because weight loss drugs was not a thing.
But that's funny because it was, right? I remember growing up hearing about like metabolites. And,
Oh,
like,
that's true.
We've always been pushed.
That's
that.
true. That is true.
Every couple of years, there's just a new wave of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And the science changes, so
Yeah.
that people rebuy.
Yeah.
But we've been pushed weight loss drugs since before.
That's
I
true.
was born.
The end of time. Yeah, the beginning of time.
Yeah.
That's true.
And because before it was Ozempic, it was I don't want to shout everybody out, but
Yeah.
it was like it was a pill form.
Yeah.
I've heard metformin. They prescribed.
I was just about to
metformin
say
years
that.
ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was taking it for like a month before I realized that was a diabetic medication.
Yes.
Now did I lose weight? Yes. Was I on the shitter 24/7?
Yes.
Uncomfortable.
And
Can't
taking a
eat?
medicine for a disease that you don't have is wild.
It's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I don't know if that's the conversation we going.
Yeah.
But I do. I don't understand what the shift is of taking the inclusion away. Because
Yeah.
the weight loss medicine has been around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
Well, if you come to a conclusion, I would love to hear what your
Man.
research finds,
I'm
because
gonna do my think piece soon.
yeah, I'm interested in that. I don't want to get too deep in your business,
Okay.
but
I feel like you about to get even
I
more.
I have a lot of friends who are in like the body positive social media community, and they tell me about like legit solicitations. Like guys will be like, hey, I'll give you $20,000. You want to come?
Yeah.
You ever get any of that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Some people take it.
And that's where
Yeah. Yeah. That is not my time. That's not the time I'm on.
I just be a little scared.
Yeah.
My energy, I'm very sensitive to energy. And I just feel like I can't expose myself to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the Diddy parties ain't for me.
Girl. With 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Oh my God.
I've had some very similar invitations. From some like super like high up people, so to speak. And I was scared. I'm like,
Yeah.
They like, yeah, we'll come deliver like a briefcase of money to you. Like, come XYZ. I'm like, oh, this is for real.
That is kind of scary.
Yeah. As soon as I think I was asking too many questions, like for them. As soon as I started asking certain questions.
Oh yeah, they're like,
They just was like, yeah, she not down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the opportunity passed me.
Wow. Okay, I didn't think that was gonna be.
It got crazy, and that was years ago. Like, so it was happening before I was even like as big as I am now. It was they watching, they are watching.
Yeah, they
But
lurking
that's just
and
the
lurking.
conclusion I came to at that time. Just how they were speaking and what they wanted, and they like to just watch you on live and like watch you. And so they, whoever these people are, like I think it's a lot of them, like a group of
Yeah.
them. But yeah, they are watching and they are gonna test you to see like who has morals and who don't.
Now, do you think they look and lurk because you're plus size, or do you think that's just like their MO?
I think that's their MO.
Okay.
I think when you have, honestly, it's a similar psychology of like Diddy. I think when you have a certain amount of money, regular sex don't do it for you no more.
Yeah.
And so the power, what does it for you then becomes the power, in which your power can make other people do who are less powerful than you.
Yeah.
So I think it's not more of the, I think it's all type of women. Like I think they probably target really slim girls, plus size girls, like
as long as you're a woman. Yeah.
like,
Anybody.
all different kind of
Yeah.
women, because it's an ego hit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can make them all do this for this amount
Yeah.
of money. And that's where you'll meet your match with me, because I actually can't be bought. Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody, like there's a price that will make anybody be like, oh.
Maybe so.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I know what
So
you
let
mean.
me not just act holier than thou.
Yeah.
I just feel like what I was offered, I was like, this is weird. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can make $20,000 another way.
I know that's right, girl.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
How is, because you said you're single, how's the dating scene now? Is it like,
Dating is, I like Chicago for dating.
okay.
I said this online and I got some pushback, but I personally think Chicago is a beautiful place to date for women of color, specifically, but women in general. Atlanta hated it.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on the place. I've been single for like 2 years, so I've had time. I've been in Chicago a year, so I think like since I've been single, I had like a year in Atlanta and a year in Chicago to kind of, to date and to kind of compare them. And my experience in Chicago has been much better.
Oh, that's good.
Meeting people.
That's good.
Yeah, like even though I'm not in a relationship, I've met a lot of quality people.
That's good.
So that's good. Yeah.
What is like some of the things that come at you? Because it seems like, and this is just from me being on the outside looking in, because online it seems like a lot of the issues that people have with dating nowadays is like very sex forward. Like, what you doing? Or hitting you in the DMs, come to my house.
I don't play like that.
Okay, yeah.
I think you have to require what you want.
That's true.
You have to require, like, call it what you want. I'm strict on these men.
Yeah.
They don't play with me like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
they will not get text back.
Yeah.
Like it will be just as fast as you came, you will be gone. Like I cannot play like that. And at some point, I probably did, when I was younger.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's an attest to confidence and self-esteem. So I think that when I had less confidence, I went for a lot more.
Yeah.
And I wake up every day knowing like what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
I'm set table. I really don't like that phrase.
Girl, because what you bringing to the table? Do you got a ham? Do you got chicken? What do you want? What do you want from me?
I bring me. Do you
Yeah.
want it or not? You want it
Yeah.
or not? Yeah. So I think that men who are like there are always gonna be the ones who like have no chance with you.
Yeah.
Who are gonna say all kind of stuff and read your DMs like literally talking to themselves for years. That's not who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm the ones who have a legitimate shot with you.
Yeah.
You require exactly what you want.
That's true.
And men who have a legitimate chance with me know that they're not gonna get anywhere coming at me like that.
Yeah.
And so they don't.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a guy and was like, you know what? I know we ain't get past the second date, but I'm ready for it.
We ended up being friends with benefits for years.
Really? Well, it could work out then.
I don't know. I don't know if it worked out. I don't know. I don't know if it worked out because the heart never breaks evenly.
That's true.
And I think when you do like a no strings attached kind of relationship, y'all both have to be at a very specific place for it to work.
Yeah.
And ultimately, it worked for us for a minute. Like when he was in something, you know, I didn't really hear he'll fall back. I kind of knew what it was. When I was in something, same thing. And if we both came to be single,
Yeah.
we was there. But like one of us wanted something more.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's gonna get kind of sticky, and then what started as fun isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
Because that's what was so hard to, you know, when I lost my sneaky link. We had to. It was it ran its course because it just simply feelings were too involved. The heart was too involved on both ends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was. I mean maybe you can, but for me, sex without emotion is just like that's not for me. So
Yeah.
I think, like even if it was a friends with benefit situation, I still had love for this person.
Yeah.
And this person still had love for me, and so I think that I just couldn't see us getting past where we were.
Yeah.
But if y'all keep doing grown-up things, it's just gonna
That's
y'all
true.
keep hitting the wall.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? So I just think that it sounds good in theory, and it be good at first.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you
But,
think you would do a friends with benefit again?
like, if we could start from scratch, like I think,
Okay.
I honestly no, because right now I think I'm now dating with intention.
That's true.
Yeah, like I think if I put that into the universe, that's all the universe gonna give me.
Yeah.
I want a husband, I want kids, I want a family.
I know
So
that's right.
what I'm gonna show up as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you talk and speak, you're on your path to find a husband.
Y'all heard that?
I'm on to see my husband.
My
I'm
husband,
happy.
okay. She said she a wife. She know.
Have you been in a relationship where you've been close to marriage when you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
my
really?
Last serious relationship, I thought that was my husband.
Really?
Yes, I thought we were gonna be together. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not meant for you. Even though you might feel like,
It wasn't.
this is my husband, we're supposed to get married.
It
It's
wasn't.
not. Yeah. And sometimes you blind yourself to certain things that are
See
glaringly.
it too much? Yes.
Yeah.
If you see the husband too much, then you're gonna like, cause the brain is so powerful.
Yes.
So then you're gonna see it in all kind of aspects and ignore all
Yes.
of the other things that's showing you that he's not.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what I did. He was fine.
Mm-hmm.
We were friends first. You know what I'm saying? And so we had a great connection. But ultimately, he didn't get me. You
Yeah.
know? And so it's like I don't feel like I was forcing it in the moment. But
Yeah.
when I look back on it, I'm just kind of like, if you wanted to dig deeper, you would have felt, you know,
Yeah.
those red flags and that he maybe didn't understand you before you were crying about certain things.
Yeah.
Before y'all got into it real bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we ignore the little things because we just like how it look.
Did your family and friends see it? That maybe it wasn't because you never want to
My
listen to them.
friends saw it.
Yeah.
I think my family, my dad, I'm very private, even with my family. So like honestly, if you met my family, we was locked in.
Yeah.
They probably only met like 2 guys.
Okay.
So with him, I had introduced him to my mom. My dad hadn't met him in person, but like we had talked about him and stuff like that. And so they did probably think that we was gonna
Wow. Okay.
Because I brought him around.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's crazy because we actually broke up shortly after he met my mom.
Really?
So I was so annoyed. I'm just like, I didn't even have to do this. Like I didn't even have to bring you around.
How long y'all dating?
We were dating for like 6 months.
Okay.
But we had been talking for like a year prior.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were just kind of long distance. He worked different areas, so we would talk a lot on the phone. We had established that connection. And then right when we actually like spent real time together, we
Yeah.
was together. Like that was my man.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah.
And this is a no judgment zone.
Yes.
But how do you feel about, like, say y'all was in a relationship traditionally the man asks you to marry him.
Yes.
Do you feel like
Ladies, listen.
y'all might not stand up?
Do not ask that man to marry you. Like, please don't piss me off. Don't ask that man to marry you.
Who did that? Chrissy did that on Love and Hip Hop. I've seen a couple of people get down on, and Jim Jones still ain't married her yet. I've seen women get on their knees and say, I actually saw a TikTok. This lady got down on her knee to ask her man, and then he had a ring too, and he got down on his knee and asked her.
I think that, call me what you want, old fashioned or whatever, but I think that, like, innately, men are the chasers.
Yes.
And when they can't do the thing that they're, like, innately meant to do,
Yeah.
it's not that it can't happen.
Yeah.
Because it can. Like, there's margins for anything.
Yeah.
So, like, there are always going to be situations where, oh, well, like, that was the exception. But in general,
Yeah.
I think if you show a man that he doesn't have to, like, have that excitement for you, have that chase for you, have that drive for you,
Yeah.
then he's going to have it for somebody else. Even
Yeah,
if he
that's
accepts your
true.
proposal.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can maybe play house, but he's chasing somebody.
But if you ask him to marry you, you slip the ring on. That's wild to me. And I might sound old school too, but that's
why I'm like,
wild.
I'm not asking our man to marry me. And
Y'all might as well just
don't
date.
believe in ultimatums.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
believe in ultimatums. I don't believe in asking men to marry you. And I'm saying this very confidently because I know, like, on the other end of that, it's like, well, so would you just be lonely? Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, my answer is yes.
I think people feel like and it's not even just being it's just being by yourself.
Yes.
I think people feel like that's not an option.
People
It
are
is.
scared of being by themselves, and that's why I say lonely, because I'm a person who's a real loner.
Yeah.
Like, I was the only child for 11 years. My sister, we're 11 years
Wow.
apart. My mom started over. And so I am okay with having it all. Like, actually, at the end of my day, after being extroverted all day, I, like, my social battery runs out.
Same.
I gotta go home and recharge it, and I can, like, do that.
Yeah.
And I think for that reason, there's people like me, in that only child kind of group that can do that. A lot of people can't, though.
Yes.
And when I realized that then a lot of people, as a result, stay in situations way longer than they have to.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
very true. Because my husband's in the Navy.
Yeah.
So sometimes he'll be gone
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
Almost one time he was gone almost a year.
That's so crazy.
And I used to be talking to my mom and she's like, girl, you ain't lonely in the house? Or I'd be
Yeah.
talking to my friend like, girl, I couldn't stay. It didn't bother me.
No.
And I do have a sister. We grew up in the house together, but being in the house and I'm just by myself watching whatever
That
I want to
sounds great
watch,
to me.
scrolling on the phone, I'm totally
butt
fine with that.
naked, hanging across the bed,
Doing whatever I want to do.
whatever. I'm happy with that, and I can do that for days in.
Yeah.
I can like barricade myself in a
Yeah.
place. Now I'm a yapper. I yap down.
Me
So
too.
I need my phone. If I got my phone and you can
Same,
call me,
same, yeah.
Oh, baby,
Yeah.
we gotta see. And honestly, that's how me and my ex worked out, because it was long distance because of his job. And so he would work like a week and a half, and then we would see each other every week and a half.
Okay.
And it's the perfect amount of time
Yeah.
to miss somebody. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, yes, I wanted to see him every day. But
Yeah, of
like,
course.
That week and a half lit that fire again. And so then
Yeah.
by that next weekend, I'm just like, oh, I so miss you. And
Yeah.
it's exciting. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really, for me, like, I would rather be by myself than force a situation.
Yeah.
Ignore the red flags of a situation just to, like, stay longer. But I think also that's easier said than done when I'm not currently in a trauma bond.
Yeah,
or I'm
that's
not
true.
currently in a codependency.
That's true.
A lot of people are just codependent.
That's true.
Yeah, and
that's very
learned
true.
behavior, so.
Because we was talking about that with like the whole Diddy thing. Like sometimes people might look at Cassie like, girl, why you ain't leave? Why you ain't leave? But emotions are strong.
Listen.
Emotions are strong. And sometimes you could be looking at somebody like, honey, it's obvious, leave. But you can't, it's not that simple.
It's so not that simple.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a domestic situation, and I always used to be like when it happened to me, and like how we did end up talking. Like after it happened, we never were back together.
Yeah.
But did I entertain him again? Yes.
Yes, yeah.
And I just remember being so like I was so embarrassed and just like beating up on myself, because I'm just like, how dare you? Like,
Yeah.
before this actually happened to you, you was the biggest attribute.
Yeah.
You gonna do that until it happens to you.
Yeah.
Until you're in such a situation with a person that you love.
Yeah.
It's not so cut and dry.
It's not.
It would not be black and white no more. It'd be real gray.
Yeah.
It'd be real gray. So, I always think back to that, and it's funny now because we're okay. Like I don't have any ill will towards him, but he absolutely know he fucked up.
Yeah.
He absolutely know he could never be with me again.
Yeah.
And so it was very important to keep that boundary. But I always use that example because you think that you know what you'll do until something happens to you. So I try not to judge people too
Same.
much. Yeah.
Same. Because even sometimes you'll be scrolling on social media, you might see like a Karen running down somebody in Walgreens. You'd be like, oh, if that was me, I would. But then if it happened to you, you don't know what you would do.
Shock. You'd be like, wait, would I do this? Am I about to ride right now?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know.
But social media has also created an extremely openly judgy environment. Like, I feel like before we would everybody, judging people is kind of like a natural, like, oh my gosh, but it used to be in your own house.
Yes.
But now it's like you could see somebody posting something and be like, I don't like that. And I'm not a commenter. I comment positive all the time. If I see something negative or if I see something that triggers me online, I'm never, I can't believe you. Why did you do that? Even if I'm about to comment something that's not bad, I start the comment, like start typing, and I delete it. I'm kind of like, if I'm not spreading positivity with my comments, then I'm not interested in it.
That's so funny. My friend just said this today when I was talking about my trip and the horror story, and she was telling me to post it on TikTok, and I'm just like, I don't even want to give her that clout, And she was like, yeah, but I think she need TikTok to go in on her, because like they gonna get her for you.
That's true.
And I was like, it's so funny because they are though. Like if you, the community will rally, and sometimes it's good and bad. Like, because yes, that's great. Will I feel happy?
Yeah.
Maybe not happy, but will I feel like
you got what you got. Yeah.
Yes. But also, the internet be taking it so far.
Girl, they'll call people jobs. If they got a business, they're gonna leave.
They'll make sure she's fired and this.
Yes.
And, and that's real. And I don't.
Wait, it was that bad that she can lose her job?
It was that bad.
What?
But I don't think she worked for herself, so she's not.
Okay.
But yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
You know what? Because now that you say that, if just from the outside looking at, I thought you were on that trip by yourself. Okay. I was like, dang, she went by herself on the cruise. Yeah. But then when you said we, I was like, wait a minute. We is ooh, child.
Yeah, for 7 days. I think she came out to dinner twice. She was like in the room service, like didn't come out, didn't want to be around people.
Oh, I'm not like that on trips. Listen, if I'm on a trip, I am out, especially if I'm on a cruise, I'm at the buffet, I'm at the restaurant, I'm at the pool, I'm taking drink. And that's a European kind of cruise. That's expensive.
It was
Child.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, it was I don't want to say a trip from hell. The only reason why it's not a trip from hell is because I had a good time with myself.
Okay.
I'm a solo traveler. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I'm well traveled, so I can roll with the punches anywhere.
Yeah, that's good.
And so when I realized we weren't on the same standard of travel, I simply ignored her.
Yeah, and did your own thing.
I did all the same stuff I wanted to do because I had put the effort and time and planning into it already. I already had excursions set up. I already had things I wanted to do in every location. So I didn't come unprepared.
That's good.
And so that's what saved me. I think that if I would have been unprepared and I just had to be in her area, in her space all the time, we would have killed each other.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you had a nice time.
Yeah, I saw some great things, and Barcelona was my bucket list place. So for me, it was just a beautiful moment to experience that. But I did get sad because I'm just like, damn, I waited all this time to come to these places, and I'm with somebody I don't want to be with.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, I gotta go do it all over again, and that's completely fine. I'm gonna do it with my people, and we're gonna have a blast.
And that's good that didn't put because you said that y'all were talking on social media for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I was going to say, would that put a bad taste in your mouth to do it again? But you're low-key doing it on your trip that you're...
Right.
Yeah.
That's what my dad brought up when I was telling him about this story.
Are you a little...
I am a little nervous, but not because I am vetting anybody who's going.
Okay.
So while anybody can click on the link and sign up, I have to officially approve you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can get your $300 deposit back.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel uncomfortable in any type of way.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm not just judging people by how you look or whatever.
Yeah.
If I do see some weirdness going on.
And you can feel through a picture. Yeah.
I will say, I will take accountability for saying that this person that I went on this trip with, I had red flags before we went.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
I had red flags before we went, and it was kind of like she kind of convinced me to still go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was some communication issues we had, and she was like, no, that's fine, we're going to get past that. We just
Yeah.
And that's understandable because my friends can't take
Yeah.
10-day trips.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I was like, oh yeah, like we can connect on that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it was horrible. But yeah, like you live and you learn. All of my friends too have expressed. I don't know if I would have had to probably leave on the boat, and I would have had to do this. Wait, I don't know how you stuck it out the whole time.
Yeah.
I am an adventurous person, and I've been
Yeah.
rocking and rolling. Like I don't. Other people can't stop my energy and what I got going on. What's meant
That's
for me
good.
is gonna happen, regardless. So
That's good.
Yeah.
I want to see this full.
I know.
want to see this full story on TikTok.
I know.
I need to see it. And I know people do go in depth because I was just looking on TikTok about this lady who was did you see that wedding makeup artist?
No.
She's like a wedding makeup artist. She was at these people's wedding and she was there all day. And TikTok ate her alive. Like after she did the makeup, she was supposed to leave, but she just like hung around. It was a no electronic kind of wedding. She had her cell phone out the whole time. It was wild. And when I tell you the internet, they talked to other brides that she worked with. They found other brides that she worked with. They found bridesmaids and talked to the bridesmaids. They found the other wedding like vendors and stuff that was there. So yeah, if it was that wild, they might eat her up. But that's not your fault.
If I tell this story, I know they're gonna eat her up, and she deserves to be ate up. So I probably am doing it. I think it's just my pride because I'm so private, and I think once you open up yourself to
People gonna want more.
People gonna want more, and I got plenty of stories. Like my life is literally a movie. My problem is just I'm not mentally strong enough to take all the negative comments.
Oh
I'll be clapping back. I talk back like
Yeah.
And so I want to get to a place where I'm just so polished and coy and demure.
Yeah. Very mindful. Very demure.
Very cute. I can tell my story and I can tell my truth, and once I post it, it is what it is. But no, I be looking at them comments, and so that's just why I'm just like, I'm the number one person that'll say like, well, you open up once you put it online, you open up yourself to people's opinions.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just like, do I want people's opinions on it? Like, oh, well, why you even go? Or why you?
Yeah, and that's probably the first thing they're gonna say. You didn't even know her like that. Why would you even? Yeah.
I don't hear it.
Yeah.
This coming from a girl who drove cross country with strangers I met at the airport to Florida for my cruise. That was my
I remember that.
I'm water. I flow with the
Yo,
wind.
I'm gonna leave a link to her when that cruise was crazy.
The cruise was hell.
Cause did somebody die?
They unalived themselves. They jumped off the balcony.
On purpose.
Allegedly. Because half of the cruise felt like everybody on that floor heard her arguing with her husband. And right after the argument, it happened. And so half of the cruise is saying she unalived herself. Half of the cruise
It's saying the husband did it.
It was very traumatic. That was a very traumatic
Girl, I can imagine. I saw you on your balcony talking to the camera. I was like, she looks like she's going through it.
Yes, they was eating me up on that video too, saying I wasn't like emotional enough about it. I was selfish. How dare I talk about my room
Oh,
trip.
that's true.
That's why it's gonna always be a negative side to everything.
Everything. That's true.
That was my perception or my perspective, especially because once again I went through hell to get there due to my bad.
Yeah.
Like I had my own horror story to get there, and then get there and that happens on the first day.
Yeah, and you had to go back.
Was like, what else, Lord? And so yeah, having that story time on there, having it go so viral, it definitely taught me that like I have a gift of storytelling, because my friends was even like, I got some crazy stories. I'll let you tell them. Like,
yeah.
I'll let you, like, tell stories. And so she just put that bug in my ear this morning. I may really get into that because I be so like when I tell a story, I relive it.
Yeah.
Like, I be back in my bag for real.
Yeah.
So I do want to get into it, but that does require me to just let y'all in a
Yeah,
little
and be
bit more than I
vulnerable.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, that
But
does
I
require you
got
to be
some
more
stories for
vulnerable.
y'all, man. Oh my God, my life would really be crazy.
Because now I want to know, what's one of the craziest, give me a little taste of one of your stories, like a crazy experience that you had.
Okay, I can talk about this one because I put it on TikTok already.
Okay.
But I was hooking up with this guy and I spontaneously threw up.
What?
In his bathroom, he had no tissue. I was embarrassed to tell him I threw up and that he had no tissue, and I left.
Oh my God. Was it everywhere in the bathroom?
I projectile
No.
over this man. And the thing is, to this day, I be Googling, like, what happened to me? And I think I literally got, like, a hormone rise or something. Like, we was making out, everything was cool.
It was that good. You were that excited.
I got that excited that I, like, literally started to, and so I just, like, I'm like, oh, just 1 second, like, I go to the bathroom, and as soon as I close that bathroom door, I projectile. And so imagine, like, okay, fine, that's crazy, that's embarrassing, but, like, fine. But to look down and see no tissue.
Why the hell he ain't had no tissue in his bathroom? You got company coming over.
My God.
And how long you ain't have tissue in your bathroom? Is you wiping your ass?
And he was successful. That's what I'm like, men be men sometimes. Yeah, and I was like, hey, like, you got tissue? He's like, man, like, I just ran out, like, sorry. And I didn't, like.
So he ain't had no tissue at all, nowhere?
In his bath, he didn't have no, I'm literally, like, with my hand, like, it was disgusting. This was a very nasty story. I should have prefaced by, like, saying that was really disgusting. And this was so long ago, but that story sticks out because I was so embarrassed and I liked him so much.
Yeah. Did y'all talk after that?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
that's good.
I had the nerve to try to kiss this man goodbye.
Okay, that is a crazy story.
Too cool. I was trying to play it like nothing happened. And I'm like, in my head, I don't know why that even would have made sense because he was clearly going to go in his bathroom and know that something happened. But
if he talked to you, he must really like you.
He did.
He must have liked you.
He like still like it's all love.
Okay, I'm about to say he must have really liked you.
Yeah, he did, and I really liked him too.
Yeah.
So I projectile vomited. So that was crazy, but I was just I was so embarrassed. I gotta sip to that. Yeah.
That is so interesting.
I know. I just left you.
What do they say? People gobsmacked. That is so. You're right. You should do story. You could do on YouTube story times.
I was so embarrassed. He followed up like that text like he was like, "Did you throw up in my bathroom?"
I would be like, "No, I know what you're talking about, boy."
Me saying no would have been crazy as hell after I.
That's true.
So I admitted, I fessed up, and I offered to send cleaners to his bathroom the next day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
See, that's a boss. That's a boss. That's a little boss move.
He
Yeah.
turned it down, but I definitely was like, I can send people to clean it.
Yeah, I threw up all in your bathroom, and I'm going to pay somebody to clean it up.
I'll send some cleaners to you, but he was boss. He was boss too, so he said no. He sent the cleaners to himself.
Oh, I know that's right. Okay, so what does the future look like for Solidbluee? What kind of plans and stuff do you have?
So I really have put my all into this travel group.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy traveling. That's something that I like you when you asked, do I like to plan trips? I do. And I saw that there was a hole in that market, just with people who look like me, feeling comfortable to be able to travel, meeting new people, feeling confident to be able to do it by themselves or with new people, with new groups. And so it's like my little baby. My travel group is like my new baby. I'm pouring everything into it. Also, I'm always going to be on your phone screen somehow, some way. I'm gonna be in an ad. I'm gonna be in a book. I'll be booked.
Yeah.
And I thank God for that every day. So always more modeling. I want to get into fashion, like fashion shows, walking. I am not confident with my walk. So that is something that I have to actively take more time to learn and practice. But like I could have been in this fashion show that's tomorrow. Shout out to Curb Culture. And I had talked to her some years ago. But when I clam up when I'm walking.
Really?
I'm short. And a lot of people also say that on Instagram I look tall. I don't know how. I'm 5'2".
Really?
I'm 5'2".
Okay, I thought you were taller than that.
So my legs are stubby. I'm stubby.
And they want you to put one foot in front of the other. Yeah.
Who I admire is Jada Waiter. I love her little strut walk, and she's short too. So I always be admiring how she can still make it look proportionate when she walks. So I just gotta practice a little bit more because sometimes, especially in heels, I'm a big girl. I got big legs, big ankles. Like it's gonna be an uphill battle. But once I set out to do something, that I try to accomplish it. So hopefully y'all see me walking in New York Fashion Week next year.
I know that's right. I'm trying to go to Fashion Week in September. A lot of people, girl, I'm down. If you down, I'm down. Okay. I want to go to Fashion Week in September so bad.
So do I be confused? I thought Fashion Week just ended.
So it's one in September and it's one in February in New York.
Okay.
I've been to the one in February. It's too cold. It was snowing when we went. It's not enjoyable. It's too cold. Yeah. September is the perfect weather.
Okay.
The vibes is nice. You can wear coats. You can wear sweaters. You can wear boots. Yeah. Fashion Week in September is beautiful.
Wait, but it's the end of September now.
No, so they already had the one for this year. So September 2025. Yeah.
Okay. Now we can set that.
Okay.
I mean, BODIxl needs to be doing something in fashion.
We really do.
So,
We really do.
yeah.
We need to get it together.
Right
We need to have a booth somewhere or something like that. Yeah.
Especially that Solidbluee will be.
Yeah.
We're putting our bid in right now.
That's true. Yeah. We need to go ahead and do that.
2025
2025 New York Fashion Week. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So that's for me, just more modeling, always expanding my brand, always bringing awareness to mental health. That's what I'm passionate about. Black people and mental health. I want us to understand that like it's not just for other people. It's for us.
That's true. And we need it.
And we need it. So yeah, I think that's what I'm put on in this earth to do is to shed light on that and to help people in that way.
That's beautiful.
All while slaying these looks.
I know that's right. Period. Period.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, this has come to an end.
I really enjoyed you.
I had so much fun talking to you.
we had
I was nervous. It's always, I don't know, doing something new is always nerve-wracking. I was a little nervous before I came in here.
Why was you nervous?
I don't know. I'm a extrovert. I'm an introvert that presents as extrovert.
Same. I'm an extrovert.
So, yeah, exactly. So I come off as, oh yeah, I like to talk. I'm like, which I can do and I enjoy doing it, but I also enjoy not talking.
You do it well. Like
Thank you.
Instantly, you give natural host.
Oh, thank you.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. So I give that off, but I also could be the person when I'm on the phone with my friend and we're not talking.
Yeah, of course.
Or like we just on the phone with each other but sending each other memes. So
You a Virgo?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Virgo and Scorpios work well together.
Oh, really? I
Like,
didn't
we're
know
like
that.
great business partners at all the time.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I'm like.
That's
no,
probably why
I
our
see it. I'm
vibe clicked
seeing
so
this-
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bouncing off each other. and that's
Okay,
cool.
that makes
I love
sense.
That, period.
I like that. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I like
yes,
that.
yes.
So y'all, this is the end of our podcast with Solidbluee. Y'all, we had fun. I hope the funness that we are feeling is coming off on camera because we
Yes.
had a nice time together.
We was
Yapping. Solidbluee, tell them, I'm going to have everything down below, but tell everybody where they can follow you at on all the social media platforms.
You can follow me at everywhere at Solidbluee, SOLIDBLU, 2 E's. On TikTok it's Solid_Blue, Solid_Blue, SOLID_BLUEE. And yeah, hit me up, send me a message. I'm always active. I look forward to seeing y'all.
Thank you, and thank y'all so much for watching the first BODIxl